And welcome to Part 40, my report on the McCarrick Report by Patrick Parson. We continue Chapter 12, Candidacy for the Archbishopric of New York, mid-1999 to early 2000. In our last segment, we saw how even Pope John Paul II was rooting for McCarrick's elevation in the hierarchy, with an assignment as Archbishop of New York. Although most of the bishops and cardinals involved were definitely in favor of McCarrick's advancement, Cardinal O'Connor has been asked by Nuncio Montalvo to express his concerns in writing. And on October 28, 1999, Cardinal O'Connor did just that, just a few weeks after an extended hospital stay from a brain tumor surgery. O'Connor would die from the condition 6 months later on the following May 3rd. O'Connor began the 6-page letter by acknowledging his close friendship with McCarrick and McCarrick's, quote, extraordinary contributions, unquote, to the Church. O'Connor also mentions Pope John Paul II's gratitude to McCarrick and the Pope's intention to place McCarrick in a higher position. Cardinal O'Connor then describes 6 points, which he says have been provided by absolutely impeccable authorities. Point 1. After being made bishop, McCarrick would invite male visitors for dinner and overnight visits, sharing a bed. McCarrick referred to the visitors as neighbors or cousins. Point 2. After coming to Newark, McCarrick persuaded Metuchen Bishop Hughes to sell a house in New Jersey to the Archdiocese of Newark. McCarrick frequently arranged for 7 seminarians to visit the house at a time. 6 would use the guest room, while 1 would share a bed with McCarrick, a situation not only known by clergy, but also a source of joking. Point 3. A young priest from Metuchen received much attention from McCarrick and accompanied him on at least 1 trip to Puerto Rico. The young priest subsequently left the priesthood. A footnote states this priest was probably priest 2, Robert Ciolek, who left active ministry in 1988 after serving a year as a parish priest in Metuchen. Priest 2 said his reason for leaving the priesthood was not because of McCarrick, but rather because he was in a relationship with a woman and wanted to start a family. Point 4. A psychiatrist and a priest psychologist were convinced that 1 or 2 priests undergoing treatment had been victimized, willingly or unwillingly, by McCarrick while he was Bishop of Metuchen. Although O'Connor did not consider the findings persuasive, he felt he could not dismiss them because of the gravity of the allegations. Point 5. Archbishop McCarrick wrote a letter on behalf of a young man accused of murdering a woman with whom he was having a physical relationship, called the Preppy murder case in Central Park, and McCarrick asked for a reduction in his bail. A copy of McCarrick's letter made it to the newspapers. It was generally felt that McCarrick had made a well-intentioned but unfortunate error in judgment. In point 6, and I quote, "It is reliably reported that the various events and behavioral activities described above have changed completely, and that no similar events have occurred in recent times. Nevertheless, rumor and gossip about these earlier activities persist among the clergy, many of whom feel that there has been little interest in them or in the diocese." Unquote. O'Connor also included a sub-secreto pontificio, that is, a pontifical secret-subsecret letter of October 3, 1996, to then Pronuncio Augustino Cacciavillan regarding McCarrick's possible elevation to Archbishop of Newark. O'Connor had recommended a dilata, and although the report does not explain what a dilata is, it appears to mean a more expanded explanation. Let's see what reaction there may be in our next segment. Until then, let us continue our path to salvation as we recite the Fatima prayer. O my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell, and lead all souls to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy.